Chris Van Vliet, 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 Chris Van Vliet. Hello everybody, welcome to the Dean Project Show. My name is Dan Frampton. Over here we got Munchie the Nutcracker. We're the last real band. We are the Dean Project. And if you've been watching this channel over the last couple days, you know that I'm trying to talk about 20 different YouTube creators in 20 different days. Well, those different days are consecutive days, ideally. So I'm going to try to talk about 20 creators in 20 consecutive days. And today I want to talk about one of my favorite interviewers out there right now, one of my favorite wrestling interviewers out there right now who's really crushing it. His name is Chris Van Vliet. But before I talk about Chris Van Vliet, I want to talk about my new music video that you can click on it at the end card of this video. It's called Get Good at Stuff. So Chris Van Vliet is a guy. He's a guy indeed. I think he's from Canada. And that's cool, because I'm from Canada, and Canadians love it when there's Canadians in other places for some reason. I think he lives in Florida. He's got a job on the television. I'm not sure what he does on the television, but he wears suits and he looks all handsome and beautiful and talks into a camera for a living. That's not stopping Chris Van Vliet from following what's in his heart. What's in Chris Van Vliet's heart, you may ask yourself? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's professional wrestling. It's professional wrestling. I think he ring announces for a couple indie promotions. I'm not sure about that one, but I think I heard him mention it briefly. But what Chris Van Vliet is really good at is he's good at interviewing wrestlers. He'll ask like a question, and then he'll just sit and listen. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a fucking concept? He'll just be like, oh really? Cool. Dope. And then by the time that the wrestler is done talking, Chris Van Vliet has absorbed all that information, and then he responds like a conversation. Imagine that. It's amazing to see the Young Bucks and Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc all open up to Chris Van Vliet. You know that motherfucker gets lots of watch time. He's got videos that are like an hour long. They're all like an hour long, and they're all formatted to have like an intro and an outro. So you know people are watching like the whole thing, and then they're getting that retention time. Chris Van Vliet's getting retention time. Chris Van Vliet's getting retention. So you know the algorithm is loving those programs that are being put on by Chris Van Vliet, so they're being recommended. And if you don't know how important the recommended bar is on YouTube, then you're a friggin' idiot. It's real important. And if you have long videos with lots of retention, then you're going to be in the recommended. And Chris Van Vliet, he's all up in those recommendeds. Alright, if I could just address Chris Van Vliet personally here for a sec. Chris, I love watching you do what you do, man. You're real good at it, and I want you to keep doing it. These Words 2 segments are basically me saying that a lot over the last couple days because I enjoy the content of the people that I'm making the videos about. So just keep doing Chris Van Vliet stuff. I'm really stoked to see where this all goes. You have really cool friends. You're meeting all the cool wrestlers. You're really moving and shaking, you know, in the wrestling world, and I'm kind of jealous, you know. I think that's real dope. I wish that I went down that road, but I didn't go down that road. I went down the growling about YouTubers on YouTube road. So that's what's gonna happen right now with the Dean Project. Thank you. Chris, if you watch that, man, you're the dopest guy ever. You really are the nicest, sweetest, most genuine sweetheart on the internet. My final thoughts on this matter are simple. Do what you love, do what you love, do what you love. Get a job on TV if you want to get a job on TV, but if you really want to just be around a bunch of wrestlers, you can just be around a bunch of wrestlers if you wanna. And it helps if you look real good in a suit and also real good in wrestling t-shirts. Chris Van Vliet, we don't need any more wrestling media. There's so many podcasts, so many blogs out there. But Chris Van Vliet, you're a welcome addition to the ecosphere that is wrestling media. You've actually risen to the top, and once I see that you post a video, I'm watching it before I listen to any of those podcasts or other videos. Any other videos. Alright, thank you for watching that. That was the 4th day in a row. Well, it's actually the 5th day in a row. But that first video, I'm not counting because I did that before I came up with the 20 in 20 concept. So that was the 4th one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I've been Dan Frampton. That's been Munchie the Nutcracker. TheDeanProject.bandcamp.com for all your digital downloads, physical vinyl, t-shirts, and a song about Colt Cabana who inspired this very plug. There's also Twitter and Instagram. Find those clickable links. Call us to action. Thank you.